Huh. Someone's here. Who's that? Oh, God. Oh, gotta get the door. Oh, man, who can this be? Who is it?
Review time, Gainsey. You weren't that much of an asshole this year.
Doc Nocturnal?
What can I say? Let me in, buddy.
Holy shit! Okay, we are not in the toy garage. I got a special visitor from a special friend from New York Comic-Con. He picked up Doc Nocturnal, so we need to do this review out of the toy garage. If you're new to the channel, I'm usually in a garage. I am actually in the house doing this review. I don't want to lose anything in that garage. We will never find it. So at his request, we are inside in a safe condition. If you're new to the channel, stick around. I am going to try to cover everything you need to know about this new Doc Nocturnal from Mezco, baby, on Toy Gains. Toy Gains! Yes! You and me, baby! Toy Gains! I can't take it anymore! It's Toy Gains! There's some decisions made here that I like that what Mezco did, because instead of just redoing the original figure the way it looked, the way everyone knows and loves him, we have a different version. My analogy is this, and we're going to look at the old Doc. The old Doc Nocturnal is kind of like a young man. Picture Robin, like a badass Robin, whereas this one is like Batman. It's two different takes, both done very well. This is a beefier buck, and they actually unmasked him. It starts off in the package with no mask, so we get to see what he looks like. Prior to Doc Nocturnal, you popped on a skeleton head, and we assumed that was his head. It is not. I think this looks cool. I think it's a very interesting choice, and it took some balls to say, you know what? Let's just start from scratch, and here's what he looks like. That's the head sculpt. This is the way he comes out of the package. It's actually not a bad look. It's a beefier buck, as I said. It's actually kind of a cool look. And we did see this style of Doc Nocturnal in a static statue about a year ago. And people did say, hey, make that freaking figure. They did. One thing I think is weird, and we'll get to accessories, this Tommy gun folds. I think it's kind of unnecessary. What we're going to do is let's kit him out and put it, well, actually, no, let me grab a mask. Hold on. Before I kit him out, there's two masks. One is kind of angry, and one is more just, no, this is the angry eyes. This is kind of normal. And let's hope you can just slap that on, which is cool that you don't pop off the head, but kind of scary. But not too scary. Now, what that's going to do is kind of have a bulkier looking head. Almost like he has, you know, a big head. It's like a football helmet. Let's kit him out, and I'm going to put the cape on. You have to unplug that little skull. Kind of tricky. This hood goes up. Let's kit him out, make him look badass, and I guess that's the best way to make our decision. Then we will go over the different looks for this new Doc Nocturnal. So I'm going to call it look 2. And this is like a bug exterminator, you know, times 1,000 look. He did come with this type of gas mask with the original release. And then I think they had an extra accessory pack. Listen, there's some things that happened to me before with Mezco Conan. But these things, like this suspender strap where you're going to put these little grenades in these loopholes, it's not that fun. And, you know, it's one of them things where your fingers are too big and the thing is too small. That's what she said. And you're going to tuck it in there and it's going to pop out of your damn hand and go underneath your couch and you're going to scream at the fucking dog. It's one of them situations. So be careful, be patient. I'm not even going to do the rest of them. And it's not because I'm being lazy. It's just a friend's figure, and I don't want to lose one of these things, then vacuum it up 6 months later. I do like how you could see through this lens, the red. I will have close-ups of that here. This buckles to the back. You have more little bendy things for all those little grenades and smoke grenades. There's a lot of detail packed in here, but there's also some tiny frustrations. When we're just doing it together, we kind of, you don't want to have anxiety and be stressed out when messing with a toy. So this definitely feels like one of them figures where you're going to get it in the best look, set it on the shelf, maybe come back a few months later, get it in another look, set it on the shelf. This isn't something that I would spend a lot of time really fiddling with unless you had them all stripped down. And with that, I'm going to pop on the cape and get them in probably the definitive Doc Nock look. As I said before, this little piece pops out so you can have a clean look, and on the cape it has a second little skull that pops into there and keeps it snug. I will be right back. Okay, so as my dog harasses Bronzer as he kits out Doc, he doesn't even want me to touch this thing. I'm going to show you something with the accessory. This Tommy gun, now I know they were trying to be clever, but when you have an accessory that has all these little hinges on it, I don't even like doing. I'm telling you, someone out there, you're gonna get this figure day one, and you're gonna break this, and you're gonna be on the Mezco Facebook group, and you're gonna have a picture of this broken, and all the Mezco diehards are gonna blame you and claim that you didn't heat it up or you were too hard on it. It's not gonna be your fault, because I could just tell. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm just saying a little over-engineered for no reason. There's not a lot of purpose to it. So I wouldn't have done that. I would have just given us a regular old Tommy gun. This is change for the sake of change. They also did something similar. I do love this Spider-Man style webbing. Doc Nocturnal has spider patterns. That's one of the themes. This unfolds or hinges down, so you can actually load in bullets. Hot Toys does this type of stuff all the time. I have a Harley Quinn gun and a RoboCop gun. Both have gotten really loose over the years, and it's another feature that sounds fun on paper, may look cool in a picture, but ultimately is just going to lead to maybe it breaking. The goggles, I think last time were on like a stretchy wire. This is a hard plastic. It's painted nice. The green translucent lens is a really nice, cool touch. I like that. No complaints there. The little grenade that can also go into that loop on the suspender. You could probably barely see that, but it's definitely cool. Has that Punisher vibe, but Doc Nocturnal, if I had to sum it up, who's never seen the character, like a pulp comic, Batman, The Shadow, Punisher, Spider-Man, all rolled into one. Very cool figure. I actually, and as Jacob still does that, Bronzer, my buddy, here's the old Doc Nocturnal, who has more of a whimsical, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's more campy.
Arcane trickster.
He's an arcane trickster. And the new Doc Nocturnal is going for more rugged, Arkham Asylum, Batman, a lot of gadgets, a lot of things to take down enemies. But, when you make a new release of something, sometimes you have to go big. And we will get into the new one and all kit it out right now. Okay, so we took the suspenders off. It just allows for a cleaner look. The suspenders work great without the cape on, but with the suspenders and the cape together, makes them look too bulky. And it just isn't a really clean look. Here's an updated gun. The gun looks great. He's fun. I can't wait to get my own when it comes 2 months from now. I will definitely get him in a badass pose. And speaking of pose, he's wearing spandex. So while he looks bulky, the suit itself, around the legs and the arms, is not bulky. It's just like spandex. You see this pops out. That's kind of a pain. Doesn't have I'm going to say this. This little skull is not that deep. That should be really, really deep. I don't know what they were thinking there. If you're watching this on a whim because you're curious about it, you can't get the figure. You could probably get on a wait list or overpay for them on eBay. So I don't know if this is for you. If you already have ordered this figure, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. But I think you're going to still prefer the original. Having said that, holding him there in this freaking pose is pretty damn badass. It's one of them things where the longer you stare at it, the more you like it. I like the way the eyes come through that mask. I actually like that his skull is a mask now. I don't like the little oddball things. I don't like how this skull peg isn't really long. I don't like the way the collapsing guns feel. I don't like having to hook all these little doohickeys on straps. It's not... I actually think, and this is going to be a strange statement because the selling point to Mezco is obviously the cloth goods. But instead of this 5 points nonsense that Mezco does that no one buys, they need to make an all hard plastic Marvel Legends style Doc Nocturnal figure that we can manipulate. And if we break, it's not the end of the world. If fabric rips, it's not the end of the world. This figure begs to be really played with and messed with and fiddled with in ways we do with other figures. As Mezco collectors, especially those of us that don't get our shit for free or any deep discounts, we know we put these things in a DTOF and we treat them like museum pieces. At least I do. I have my Hot Toys and my Mezco figures I treat like, you know, toy royalty. My McFarlanes and Hasbros, they can be in bins, they can be in drawers, they can be on my couch, I can let my kids play with them. It's just a fun toy. They need to turn this franchise into a fun toy. Having said that, if you got him on pre-order, you're not going to be disappointed. I just think there's going to be a few little hiccups here and there you're going to dislike. I will have pictures now of all the accessories. I don't want to break my friend's toy. This was really just to get an early quote-unquote review of them out there from someone that didn't get paid or get it for free. He got a Comic-Con today. As always, take care, have fun. See you in the next video.
Woo! Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah!